Hello, Riwaz. Thanks for joining. Ready to dive into the ethical discussion?
Absolutely, Manoj. So I've recently been reading up on the ethical issues in data management. So I found out that there's so much that needs to be considered.
Totally. To start, one real old case I found was the Facebook Cambridge Analytics scandal. It's great example of how things can be wrong with data ethics.
Yes, I remember that case. So millions of the users' data were collected through a quiz app, which was done without proper consent, and that was a very serious breach of privacy.
Exactly. The ethical principle violated include informed consent, transparency, and data minimization. Users has no idea their data and even their friends' data were being harvested for political targeting.
Oh, yes, right. You're right there. So this went beyond legal issues. So even through Facebook, they claimed like the app followed its policies. It failed to ethically safeguard that data. A simple safeguard could have been stronger user permission settings and regular audits on third-party developers.
Yes, and if we're the research manager in that case, I'll ensure our data practices are not just legal but also ethical. I will apply the Belmont report principles, respect for persons, beneficiaries, and justice to business researchers.
Yeah, Manoj, I like that approach. So I'd also like to add that legal compliance should be just the minimum standard. Ethical frameworks like the ACM Code of Ethics could help guide us for a responsible data use.
And that's good point. But here is where I might differ with you. I think in big company, it is easier to build these safeguards because they have full legal teams and compliance departments.
You're kind of true there, but I think that small businesses may have like the advantage of being more transparent and more closer to their customers. They also might not have collected much as data, which limits the risk. Don't you think so?
That's fear. But limited resources can still hurt small businesses without tools for encryption or staff for data audits. They might unknowingly violate ethical standards.
Yes, that's true. That's true. I agree with you there. Uh, Also, small businesses don't conduct proper ethical reviews before starting their data collection. Not because they want to act unethically, but they do not know the risk or do not have the guidance to the ethical process of like the data collection.
You are right, and that becomes a competitive disadvantage. Big companies can afford to vary everything by the book. Small business can get left behind or even penalized.
So how can we solve this issue then? So should there be more support or guidelines available for businesses, small businesses?
I think so. Government or industry groups should offer free ethical reviews, templates, training, or data protection toolkits to small business owners.
I agree with you there, Manoj. So ethical behavior shouldn't be a luxury only the big companies can afford. So yeah.
So, after everything we discussed, I truly believe our small business owners are at a disadvantage when it comes to ethical data collection and analysis. Most of them lack of the technical tools, legal guidance, or trained staffs that larger companies can easily afford. That gap makes it harder for them to keep up with legal and ethical expectations.
So regarding this, I agree with Manoj. Even though small businesses might not handle massive amounts of data, their limited resources mean they often don't conduct proper ethical reviews or invest in strong data protection. It's like I said before, it's not because that they don't care. It's just they do not have the capacity to afford these data protection method services or methods.
Exactly. And when they do collect data, the lack of encryption tools or consistent frameworks can lead on unintentional branches, which might damage this reputation or cause legal trouble.
Oh, yes. So while large corporations have entire compliance teams, small business owners are often managing everything, like every department on their own. So this means ethical issues might go unnoticed because they'd be occupied with something else. Uh, and this is not because of carelessness, it's because of these owners having like limited support. What do you think of that, Manoj?
That's why I think industry assumes it and government should step in offer free toolkits, training, and ethical guidelines, labeling the playing fields helps everyone, including consumers.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Ethical behavior and responsible data use shouldn't be something that only large businesses can afford, like I aforementioned. So we need to empower small businesses so that they can compete fairly and ethically in the industry. That's about it. So, Manoj, would you like to conclude our discussion?
Okay, sure. From our discussion, we came to the conclusion that small business to face a disadvantage when they do lack access to research resources, especially when it comes to conducting ethical data collection and analysis. Ethical considerations such as data protection, stakeholders transparency, and informed constraints often require time, money, and expertise that many small firms simply don't have. This gap creates a competitive imbalance, putting them to risks of falling behind or making unintended ethical mistakes. Making ethical support tools and education more accessible can help close with this gap to encourage fair and responsible practices across all businesses sizes. This is our conclusion from our this discussion.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.